obviously invited, so call me back. Okay, I love you. Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Emotionally Online, your weekly slumber party for spilling guts and sharing secrets, hosted by yours truly, the one and only Maddie Drossbeck. And this week, I am joined yet again by the besties. I'm joined by my best friends, Ashley and Mika, once more. And we're going to get into it.
Thank God.
We're ready
Honestly,
to get into it.
I can't wait.
I'm in Boston for the weekend because today actually is Ashley's 26th birthday.
Everybody
So
say
true.
happy birthday, Ashley.
Everyone in the comments, write happy birthday, Ashley, right now.
Immediately.
If you know your face.
We'll wait.
So we're here and we're celebrating. Last night we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Ashley and Mika's company, the Wildflower Company. So little shout out to them. If you're in the market for a planner,
Yeah.
So
they've
true.
got one for you.
And we'll even give you a discount code, Wildflower20.
Wow.
Take 20% off.
Would you look at
Yeah.
that, you
Yeah.
guys?
12-month undated mindfulness planner.
We're
Absolutely.
givers at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're givers and we're
Absolutely
girls,
vibes.
girls.
That's so true.
It's so
Yeah.
true.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah.
And if you guys have ever heard me talk about the accountability group that I've been
So
in,
true.
these are the ladies that I do that group with.
So true.
And they now do accountability groups through the Wildflower Company. So if you would like to join an accountability group, guess what? You can.
So true.
Also, so true. And our next one starts April 3rd. So if
So
you're
true.
listening to this before April 3rd.
And they will. This episode goes up on March 31st.
Oh my
Guys, thewildflowcode.com. Sign up for our accountability group. Join the three of us.
Please.
It's community-led, fun accountability.
God. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, feel free to join. Grab a planner.
Thanks, Maddie.
Get your life in order.
Heck yeah.
So glad you guys are here.
Thank you.
Or really that I'm here. I'm a guest today.
That's true. In case you haven't noticed the picture of me and Mika, this is our home. Sorry, Kylie.
We live here.
Kylie also lives here.
Yo, we also have a
There's a
live
picture of her
studio
here, too.
audience
It's
as
pretty
we're recording.
amazing.
No, it's crazy.
Is this the first time you've ever had a live studio audience?
Yeah, I've never had anyone in the room that wasn't also speaking on the pod.
Wow.
So we've got 2 people off mic. We've got Kylie and we've got Sydney.
There's a first time for everything, they
So
say.
true.
There is a first time.
We've got my roommate and my sister, 2 of the best women I know.
It's
True.
so true.
The best first ever live studio audience to be having.
Literally.
It's so true vibes. Okay, so this has been requested quite a few times as of recently, but as you know, longtime viewers of the show, we do have a submission box where you guys can submit anything and everything that's on your mind. If you need some advice, just want to get something off your chest, you've got a story, you've got some drama, we're here for it all. We're here for the slumber party, drama, gossip, and tea.
It's so true, bestie.
Get in there. Tell me everything.
No, come on.
I need to know.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
you guys have been asking for an all submissions episode for a minute now, so I figured what better time to do an all submissions episode than with the people that I would go to when I need some
on.
advice,
Come
some
on.
reflections, some whatever on the juice and the tea going on in my life. So we've pulled out a few submissions and we are about to get in there, you guys.
Yep.
Let's do it.
So first up, I thought that we had to do this one first because it's just fitting. They say, I really need some advice on my friendships right now. When I hear you talk about you and your friends, it makes me so happy on how you have such great relationships. It's so true.
It is so true.
But it is also making me question my own friendships. I've been a little iffy about my best friend for the past year or so. We had a situation last year where a friend of hers would be really rude to me. She ended up talking bad about me to our whole class, and I stopped talking to her because it started affecting my mental health pretty badly. My best friend told me all the stuff she said because they were really close. To this day, they still talk. A couple weeks ago, I called my best friend and told her how their relationship makes me uncomfortable because she hurt me and she still talks to her. Yeah. She said that she's just trying not to start drama and that she felt bad I was feeling that way, but hasn't done anything to help me since. Wow. I still see that she comments on all her posts and talks to her every chance she gets. I don't know if I'm being needy. I used to have a really awesome best friend a couple years ago. We ended up clashing because of drama, but I haven't felt that connection since. I know how it feels to have a best friend who you feel amazing with, and this isn't it. it. I just really want that again. Am I better off without her or just enjoying the small fun moments that we do have?
That's so hard.
Yeah.
I have so much to say.
Seriously.
Can I get us started?
Please.
Absolutely.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say really good job telling your best friend how you were feeling and being so honest about that. That's so brave and so important. I'm so devastated to hear that she really hasn't been super receptive and is still continuing to be friends with someone who isn't good to you. And I think that you just deserve way better. You deserve someone who is more caring towards your heart and towards what hurts you. And I think that friendship breakups can be so devastating, especially as we outgrow them. But one thing that I do want to say is that I think that like sometimes in our minds, it can be so extreme. Like either we're best friends or like we're like, that's it, right? And I would say that like in a situation like this, it might even be more peaceful and best to just kind of like let it fade and for you to start like putting your energy in other relationships and into growing them, as opposed to like, if you wanted to have like a really big conversation, you could absolutely be like, hey, this was super like hurtful and unacceptable. But it also kind of sounds like you already had that conversation.
Yeah.
So I would say like at this point, it might even just be the best thing for you emotionally to just kind of like start prioritizing other relationships. And if you don't have other relationships that make you feel good just yet, start where you're curious.
Yeah.
And then like go from there and let's see what can grow over time. But such a painful situation to be in. I definitely have a lot of empathy for that and feel so sad that you don't have the kind of friends who would really take care of you, with you, to your face, but also like behind you. Like that sucks.
For sure. It also like from the outside looking in feels like kind of clear where her priorities lie.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, like, and it might be a tough pill to swallow, but it doesn't seem like it's with you.
Yeah.
And that's really hard. Like a best friend should be ride or die. Like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have quite literally cut out people
Yeah.
for my besties.
Because there's also difference between like an acquaintance, like someone that you just like you have to go to school with or whatever, and you're just friendly with and you're cordial, versus like an actual best fucking friend,
Right.
Yeah.
who like has your back.
Yeah.
It's funny because I know you guys haven't listened to the episode of the podcast that came out yesterday, but in that episode, I talk about how something that is, or maybe this was in a video. I don't remember. I talked about this at some point very recently, but I was talking about how in friendship, something that's really important to me is people that like would not say a bad word about me.
I think it was in your video.
In my
I
sample,
saw
yeah, it was
it.
in
I
video.
saw it.
Okay, good. So I think
And somebody in the comments actually had a good word for it. They said something like friendship integrity,
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
something good.
it's like people who not only are they not going to say bad things about me, but they will not let other people speak poorly about me in their presence. So like in friendships that I've had in the past where they've been like, oh, so-and-so said this about you, it has always left me feeling like, well, why would they tell you that? And why did you even listen long enough to be able to absorb all that information and then tell me? Like it's a handoff of information that in my opinion shouldn't even be happening.
Right.
And so people are like, oh, I'm going to be a good friend and I'm going to tell this person exactly all the shit they said. But I'm like, but
Why would you entertain that?
why did they feel comfortable telling you that?
Right.
What were you doing while all of this was happening? Just sitting there going, yeah.
Right.
Because that's not okay with me.
As
Because
soon
I
as
would
it starts-
never let that happen to you. I would
No.
never let anybody in my presence speak poorly about any of my best friends. It just wouldn't happen. They could
not even
open their
close.
mouth and I would go,
Don't want to hear it.
wrong, bad. What the fuck is that? You're grown.
Bye.
Ugly, gross, bye, not happening. Like
Yeah.
it's just it's not
For
a
sure.
conversation that's being opened. And
even if it is, you're sticking up for them and then telling your friend,
Absolutely.
stay away from this person
Right.
because they are not kind to you and they
Yeah.
don't have your back, right?
Yeah.
Right.
100%. And I think that like a lot of people value different things in friendship. I also think that some people do not know how to be good friends.
Yeah.
And so they end up keeping friends around that don't like their other friends, aren't unkind to their other friends, and that doesn't bother them. But if it bothers you,
So
that's
true.
totally fine. Because it would
Agreed.
bother me too. I wouldn't want to be
And
friends
you know
with someone
what?
who kept people close by that hated me.
Let's address the part about wondering if she was needy or if they were needy. you're definitely not needy.
No.
At the end of the day, you have your needs. It quite frankly doesn't matter what they are, because we don't need to assign labels to them, whether they're good, they're bad. They're actually just your fucking needs.
Right.
And so if you have needs, great, you deserve to have them met.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can compromise sometimes and you can negotiate on them sometimes, but not really if they're needs. Like, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
Like, you deserve
Totally.
somebody who like is really going to meet you where you're at and love you. And I just think that it's never bad to have needs or desires.
For sure.
What is bad is being with someone in any capacity who isn't meeting you where you're at, right?
Yeah. You've also, like, to reiterate what Ashley said earlier, like, you've done such a great job of just like
Such a good
advocating
job.
for yourself and being like, hey, like, this hurt my feelings and this is what I would need from you to like feel comfortable and secure. And they either have like decided to not give you that, or like maybe they don't have the capacity to do that for you.
Yeah.
And like either way, it seems that that's no longer a compatible best friendship.
Totally.
And that's hard. Like, friendship breakups aren't talked about enough, and they're sad and they're hard, and you know, life is long and we're gonna go through so many of those, but there will be so many other people who will love you the way that you need to be loved.
Yeah. I also have a lot of empathy for the fact that like this person was a good best friend to you a few years ago and now they're not anymore. Like, that's so fucking hard to sit with. Like, that's so sad. Like, that devastates me. And I've definitely been in those situations where it's like, wow, that person was a really good friend to me. Like, such a good friend that like, it's so confusing, right? Like, still to this day, what actually ended up happening.
Yeah.
But I think a really good quote is like, when you say no to one thing, you're saying yes to something else. So if you say no to this friend, and I mean like literally energetically, like if you stop putting energy into this relationship, that frees you up energetically to put time and effort and energy into building a new relationship, into really prioritizing your time with yourself, whatever it is that you want to do and is going to be really good for you.
Totally.
Right.
Building more friendships with people who value the same things in friendship that you
Totally.
do.
Seriously.
So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that this is happening. That really sucks.
Yeah.
I think that's really just awful.
It's
to have
difficult.
like a friend keep someone around that is so mean to you.
You deserve better, bestie.
Yeah,
Sending
it's
you
really
love.
true. It's also like, it's especially hard like if you don't have like better friends around you. Like, I have like a lot of empathy for like, especially like if this person is your closest friend and you don't have other friends and this is the best that you've kind of got, that especially sucks, right? Because it's like you don't have other people to turn to, and the person who's supposed to be your best friend isn't really doing a good job. So yeah, that's really shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Keep us posted.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Genuinely.
Best of luck.
We're
You'll
rooting
get
for
through
you.
it, bestie.
So true.
All right, next one. Let me read the whole thing before.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I have immediate thoughts. I have
Okay,
not.
we'll let you take this one first.
I have not heard this before. Oh
my God.
Because I think it's probably because I deleted TikTok, and I still have to like post on there sometimes because of the brand contracts that I had going, and I like will download the app to post and then delete it again. I feel so disconnected from the world.
Okay.
I'm so nervous for what this is going to be.
So someone writes, not exactly a story or a request for advice, but I wanted to know your opinion on the following situation. There's a viral TikTok going on where in the video, a girl who got brought to a Chris Brown concert by her boyfriend ended up getting a lap dance on stage by Chris Brown. A while later, it's revealed that the guy, the boyfriend, has broken up with said girlfriend that got the lap dance. The comments are absolutely divided, and I am personally torn. What do you think? Was the man justified in his actions / response to a personal boundary being broken, or was this the case of an insecurity / fragile ego? And before I say anything else, I just gotta say, I don't give a fuck. Why were you at a Chris Brown concert?
Literally.
Let's start there. Let's start there.
As soon as you
I
said
don't give a fuck about the girlfriend. I don't give a fuck about the boyfriend. You played with the devil. You get what you deserve.
Hello?
Why were you there?
you literally had me at boyfriend took girlfriend to Chris Brown concert.
Yeah.
I was like, first fucking red
Tough.
flag.
It's so funny because we were talking about Chris Brown yesterday.
No, literally.
And we
we
were
were.
like, who the fuck goes to Chris Brown concerts?
Like, for why?
Surprised to hear that he's still touring. Still?
Surprised to hear that
First of
tickets are
all-
being sold, that people even will look this man, that anybody wouldn't be fearing for their life being on stage getting a lap dance from Chris Brown.
Honestly.
What the fuck? I don't care.
He probably smells like farts.
These people, both of these people can get their feelings hurt all they want. I do not defend them. I do not claim them. You're at a Chris Brown concert. That's all I needed to know.
So
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
We were literally talking about how indefensible this man is
Speechless.
yesterday.
like I'm so speechless.
It's so funny.
Like, I don't know.
I actually don't care. I don't care what the
Yeah.
debate is of like, oh, she got a lap dance at a concert that the boyfriend brought her to and then he broke up. I don't care. Chris Brown.
It was also
That's it.
confusing
What
because
the-
I was so consumed by the fact that this was a Chris Brown concert that I didn't realize that
I
he
blacked
broke
out.
up with her because of the lap dance.
Right,
like I
because
thought
of
that
the-
was unrelated at first because my mind was just like Chris Brown.
So
Why? Why?
As soon as you said Chris Brown concert, I blacked out.
Yeah,
Right.
that was it.
I was like,
That's all I need
what
to
are
hear.
the comments torn about?
Well, that's what I was also confused about.
Are they
I was
not
like,
distracted
what?
by the location of this incident?
also, like, you took your girl to a Chris Brown concert and then,
Knowing
like,
that this man is not a woman's woman.
or a man's man. Like,
Facts.
this man is, like, for himself only.
unclaimed.
Like, completely. And then you got mad at your girlfriend? Y'all are stupid enough to go there in the first place.
Right.
Like, that sounds like a you problem.
You knew Chris Brown was gonna be there, and you said,
And you showed up
"Let's go."
willingly. You opted in. You paid money.
like,
Get
that's,
it.
so, that's
you
also
got
the kicker.
exactly what you paid for. I don't know.
I
Wow.
can't even believe it.
I mean,
You bought the ticket. You showed up and said, "I want to hang out with Chris Brown." You get all the mess that's coming to you. It's what you deserve.
it's honestly not.
I don't
wrong.
care.
They're so messy
We're
for
at Chris
that.
Brown concert.
They're so messy for that. Like, honestly, like, if it were literally any other concert, I'd be like, damn, girl, like, I can't believe that, like, you know, he would break up with you over a fucking, you know,
Right.
just concert lap dance, as if that means anything.
Also, like, what are you supposed to say? No, sorry, my boyfriend's right here.
Right.
Like, you're being called up to the stage.
Also, presumably, they're, like, fucking front row center.
Right.
Like, they're right
No.
there. So,
Oh,
like,
that's the
right,
worst
you know?
detail.
on stage.
It just gets worse and worse.
How much money did they pay for these tickets?
Too
It's
much.
what you deserve.
I know.
That's
they
it.
honestly
You got all the bad energy that was coming to you when you decided to
Boo, Chris
support
Brown.
Christopher
the
Brown.
literal woman terrorist that is Chris Brown. Like, I can't.
I honestly can't even believe it. What also, like, I just do not believe that man is talented.
He's not.
No.
And you know what? If you
There's
don't,
nothing
if you don't-
special.
People, I find it shocking that people think that it's just the Rihanna thing. It's not just the Rihanna thing.
everything.
It has
Bestie.
never just been the Rihanna thing. I
And
think
even if it was just the Rihanna thing,
That's
are
good
you
enough.
kidding me?
honestly, just look up
just the Rihanna
look
thing?
up like Chris
I've heard everything
Brown.
I need to know.
Look up Chris Brown commentary videos on YouTube. I want to say it was like Eddie Burback that made one a while ago compiling all of the horrible things that Chris Brown has ever done ever up until very recently. There are so many. You will
horrible.
watch the video and be like, I can't. His music comes on shuffle on Spotify. You have to skip it. Like, you should feel ill knowing all of the things
Yeah.
that Chris Brown has done.
I haven't listened to a Chris Brown song in like 10 years.
No,
Honestly.
I didn't even know
Maybe
he was still
more.
making music. Why is this guy still out there?
Right. Also, like, that's such a
Hello?
good question.
Cancel culture.
I
We
didn't.
have it for a reason.
No, it's
I don't
not
know.
working. And we need to make it work.
Cancel culture is fucking fake. It's a farce. It's not real. It's really
Chris Brown
not.
is still touring. He's breaking up relationships across the globe. God, I thought we got him. We didn't.
I'm losing my mind. No, like, I can't even. That whole story was crazy nuts bananas. Like,
We've heard enough.
I hope that they both have learned a lesson from this.
Yeah, I hope that they have.
And I hope that the lesson isn't about whether or not they were right or wrong, but that I don't know what the division in the comments were saying.
No.
I hope that the lesson was just they were wrong
The
for going.
fact that there was even a conversation able to happen in the comments of like, was
Yeah.
he right for breaking up with this girl? You guys are focusing on the wrong thing.
Like, literally, I was just about to be like, what were the comments even like? Like, what are you debating in there?
idea.
Like,
You brought your girl to a Chris Brown show and then broke up with her when she got a lap dance? Pussy.
Like literally.
Don't know.
Like,
and I don't care.
That's so ridiculous. Like, honestly, the first fucking wrong move was Googling Chris Brown concert tickets. Like, what the fuck was going through your mind when you decided to literally go out of your way to purchase front fucking row seats to a Chris Brown concert?
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're that much, but maybe they are.
$30.
35 actually. Plus tax. Still about a little under 40.
Honestly.
Horrible.
So fucking funny.
horrifying.
Anyways, I love that one.
That was crazy.
Thanks for submitting.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
That was
We had a good
nuts.
chuckle.
That was really good. Okay. This one's interesting. I love your content, Maddie, and I also really appreciate your measured, thoughtful takes on varying complex issues. I would love advice as I have a complicated issue that's hard to bring up with people. I've talked with my partner, and even my therapist seems reluctant to give advice. I've been struggling for a bit now with me and my partner's differing relationships to porn. We've been dating for a year and a half. My partner is quite comfortable with porn, and when we first started living together last summer, I'd occasionally see him masturbating to it, maybe once or twice a week. Meanwhile, historically, whenever I get into a relationship, I stop consuming porn, and I would usually only consume erotica, occasionally images or drawings. I've also had bad experiences with it in past relationships. My partner would overuse it and would reject sex with me a lot. Mm-hmm. The relationship I'm currently in is very different, so I didn't think it would bother me at first, so I didn't say anything. But it started to increasingly bother me, so I had to bring it up. We have gotten into a lot of fights over this, as he thinks his habits are normal, and I am unsure if I have a counter to that, so we're both just left confused. What I would love advice on is my split feelings. I don't think porn is cheating, and I do believe maintaining a healthy relationship with yourself sexually is important. I also don't want to be controlling, but I still can't help having feelings of insecurity and sadness about it, as thoughts come up such as, why can't he wait to have sex with me? Or does he wish I looked like that? Or would we have more sex if he didn't watch porn? Or if I could be more comfortable with porn? I'm currently in a sexual wellness support group and trying to work through this, but it's a hard journey in which I feel isolated. People feel very polarized about this issue, so it's hard to find a nuanced, compassionate answer about porn's relationship with people and their own relationships. What are your stances about porn and jealousy/insecurity? Am I insane?
Oh my gosh.
You are not insane.
Not insane at all.
First
Not
and
even a little bit.
foremost.
I have so much empathy and like appreciation for how hard this person is working to like really be the best, most understanding person possible, and like such a good job, like really like doing the work. And I'm just like so impressed by your own like self-awareness and really commitment to showing up for yourself and your partner.
Totally.
I think that this is like a really complex and delicate topic, and Mika and I were actually just talking about this the other day because we both have partners. And I think that like there isn't really a right or wrong in this situation, but what I would be curious about is, it sounds like it's not necessarily porn. It sounds like maybe there's a deeper insecurity that this is perhaps bringing out. And it sounds like you were spot on when you said that it makes you feel insecure. And so like for you, I would really love for you to like, I would honestly like my hope for you is that you would be able to express all of your insecurities very clearly to your partner if you haven't already, and that you would be met with compassion and like an openness to like negotiate and compromise on something that might work just for the time being, because it sounds like this is difficult for you and you're feeling insecure in your relationship. And this is really making it worse. And I would hope that your partner meets you with reassurance and kindness and love, and like especially affirmation that like you're desirable. And I would like ask for those things specifically, because it sounds like this is very connected. But I so appreciate like this is such a vulnerable place to be, and like I really appreciate you sharing with us, but also like I really hope that other people in your life can like think about you more than their opinions on porn, because it's not really about that. Like this is about you first and foremost.
Right.
And like you're like you should really be like taken care of
For sure.
like by your partner, and like you're doing such a good job taking care of yourself. And so I just like feel for you, and I so appreciate how like vulnerable and like shaky of a situation this is, and I just like so appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
I know we all probably have a lot to say.
Totally. Yeah, I feel like you can't help how you feel about it or what this is bringing up. And so like I wouldn't feel like sharing those insecurities is controlling in any way.
It's not.
I think that like relationships are messy sometimes, and you're going to have to navigate together what works and what doesn't work for your particular partnership. And it sounds like you say right in your message that you don't think porn is cheating, and you do believe maintaining a healthy relationship with yourself sexually is important. It seems like maybe like generally you guys carry the same set of values here. What Ashley said is just bringing up something deeper for you. It's bringing up some level of insecurity, and I don't think that makes you controlling to try to navigate through that with your partner. That's exactly what you should be doing.
For sure. I also just really quickly want to say, I don't even think that like I used to think when I was younger that jealousy was like a bad thing, like a bad emotion. It was like maybe bad to express jealousy in a relationship. I think that jealousy, like everything else, is pretty neutral, right? Totally. It can be bad, but also like I've been in a relationship for a while, and I've definitely felt jealous before. And that was initially really hard for me to come to terms with, because I was like, wait a second, is that unhealthy? It's not necessarily. It's what you do with it that really matters. Yeah. Right. And I think like I just would also really say like please not to have any shame about feeling insecure or feeling jealous, because those are like the most human experiences possible. And you're doing such a good job trying to navigate these like really difficult feelings, and you're doing it with like such grace and like self-compassion and like real understanding of him and or them, your partner. And I really hope that your partner like meets you where you're at with like the same level of like kindness and self-compassion.
Definitely. Yeah. You also like deserve to feel like reassured and like secure in your relationship, and like relationships ebb and flow, and like I commend you for even like thinking through this so thoroughly and having these conversations with your partner, because like it can be really uncomfortable to like open up about just general feelings of insecurity. Obviously like sex and porn are societally a little bit more taboo than other topics in relationships, and so like really great work like advocating for yourself. I agree that like maybe like bringing up the deeper rooted feelings about like why you feel really hesitant about your partner watching porn could be really helpful to help them understand like where you're at and like how you can move forward. You know, like it might really come down to like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, okay, no more porn for anyone. There's also like a lot of ways to like consume pornographic content and like erotica, you know? So like as partners, like sometimes, you know, you got to get a little creative and like have fun with it. Like there are so many ways to just like experience closeness intimately and like sexually. And this is a conversation that I've had with my partner about just like generally wanting to feel wanted. And like it, you know, like especially with like longer term relationships, I don't know how long you've been together, but you know, you kind of get into a groove where you feel really comfortable with each other. Obviously the first few months of a relationship oftentimes are really sexually charged. You're super excited. It's brand new. And once you kind of settle in, like that happens sometimes where you kind of forget that this other person doesn't like might need some more affirmation. You know, like you don't know what you don't know. So
it's tough. And I think it's not like, it's something that you and your partner are going to have to explore to figure out what is like an agreement that's going to work for you guys. Maybe not even forever, constantly changing. I think for right now, like what works right now, what works in a month, what works in 6 months. Like it's something that you're going to have to work through continuously together. But no, you're not insane.
No, and not even a little bit.
It is so normal to have feelings of insecurity and jealousy pop up in a relationship, whether that is connected to things like porn or otherwise. A lot of people struggle with feeling this exact way.
Totally.
So you're definitely not alone on that. And similarly to what has already been said, I think that like your self-awareness in this and your obvious commitment to digging into yourself and trying to work through something here with your partner, I think is really awesome. So
amazing.
Seriously.
I'm not worried for you. I think you'll figure it
No,
out.
Totally.
what your partner is so lucky, to be with you, who is really actively, like, I always think like when you better yourself, you're serving yourself well for any relationship that you're going to be in. Your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your current partner, your future partners, like your current partner is so lucky to have someone who is so committed to bettering themselves for the sake of themselves in the relationship. And like anyone would be so lucky to be with you.
Definitely.
Like that's so incredible.
Yeah. Great work, like working through your feelings and kind of getting to the bottom of it. Like feelings are and emotions, like you can't control that. They come
So true.
and you just have to let them like flow
It
through
is
you.
what it is. Like,
yeah.
you don't have to
For sure.
always have a reason even for why you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You just do.
For sure. Absolutely. Good for you for taking the time to like think about it and react, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughtfully.
All right.
These are really good.
Yeah.
We got some
We've got
real
some
good
really
ones.
good ones.
Live, laugh, loving
They
it.
are really good.
Some different tones too. You did a good selection, Matt.
Heck yeah.
Listen,
I mean-
people get into it in the Emotionally Online podcast submissions box.
Yeah, I kind of love it.
Next up here, I am a 16-year-old girl, and my best friend and I have always joked about how hot we were, and I thought it was only partly a joke because I do believe that we are really hot. But one day I told her that I wish I could date myself, and she was shocked. I explained that if I met myself, I would fall head over heels in love with myself because I think I'm the full package. I don't think I'm perfect, but I am my ideal type. She looked at me like I was crazy. What do you think?
You're not crazy.
You're not crazy
Bestie.
at fucking
I've
all.
literally said that about myself for years. I've also said the opposite in some cases. Sometimes I'm like, look, like, I know what my downfalls are, okay? Like,
For
I'm just a
sure.
girl.
But it's like you're allowed. Do you love other people despite
Yeah.
their flaws?
Tens
Like
across the
every
board.
single person has flaws.
You're allowed to be a human, flaws and all. Like you're not a
that's
human
part
without.
of why
yeah.
you're lovable,
Yeah,
bestie.
so
Yeah.
true, so true.
Also, like, I love the self-love.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love and live for it.
big
So
fan.
Also, like I don't understand why it would ever be a bad thing. I think in a lot of ways I look for like the male version of myself in dating.
You've always said that.
No, literally.
and it's,
She's
and
literally
it's true.
always
Like,
said that.
When I list out the things I look for in a partner, I've always said I don't ask for anything that I don't provide. So I'm like, I guess it is me.
Yeah.
You know?
Any woman I've ever dated or hooked up with, uncannily similar to me. Not necessarily
LOL.
visually, but so yeah.
And it's like similar vibes. Like if
do you
the
want me to
vibes are good and you're cool, like why wouldn't you like that in
No.
other people as
It's
well?
crazy. My best friend, like, and I always say, I'm like, oh my God, like if we were just born a little bit different, you know, like
Yeah.
this might have worked out for the two of us.
Honestly.
Like it's crazy.
So
You've
true.
got to back yourself, babes.
Absolutely, vibes.
If you can't back yourself, who the
will?
hell else is going to back you?
Who will?
That's what I'm saying.
Ridiculous.
Like at the end of the day, if you wouldn't date yourself, I think we have to have a deeper conversation.
100%.
So
You know,
true.
like
Yeah.
I think it is.
100%.
I think it's a great thing to say that
Yeah.
you would date yourself.
Totally.
You're just co-signing.
Yeah.
Also,
as
like,
you should.
What's
Totally.
weird? What's weird about that?
I don't know what's weird about that.
I
at
don't
all.
know. I think,
I would
like,
fuck myself.
All I'm hearing
Easily.
is self-love.
Easily. Well, it's also so interesting. I think, like, you know, societally, and especially as women, like it's taboo to like speak so highly of yourself.
Yeah.
People feel like you need to humble yourself
For sure.
and it's like no,
No.
the fuck you don't.
No.
Like if you believe you're a 10 out of 10, it's because you are.
It's true.
Facts.
And you know what? I
Being
am
hot
all,
is literally a mindset.
100%.
It is. And I am
Literally.
all for people talking about being hot, loving being hot.
Yes.
I love myself. I want to date myself.
Yeah.
I'm a 10 out of 10. I check all the boxes. I'm the full package. Absolutely you are. And we should talk about it more.
Yeah.
Literally.
I love anybody that speaks about themselves like that.
I
as
agree.
you should.
Yeah.
And honestly, in my opinion, I think that anybody who looks at someone else saying such nice things about themselves and has any type of negative reaction, that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with how
them.
they
So
feel about
true.
themselves.
I agree. I fucking posted a TikTok the other day about there's just this video going around viral about like how this girl's friend is in New York City 10 out of 10 and she gets all this
saw
stuff.
this.
Yeah. And I posted a video about myself. And as soon as like just basically reacting to that and being like, when this person said a New York City 10 out of 10, my brain immediately said me.
Period.
Facts.
And it's true.
And she is.
And
First and
like,
foremost.
most of the comments were like, yes, me too. I thought of me as well.
Yeah.
And like, you are a 10 out of 10. It's like really passive vibe check. There are like 3 or 4 comments in there. And they're like, that's cap. Or like, well, you think you don't need any room for improvement? I don't think anybody can be a 10 out of 10. Guess
only
what?
people that say shit like that are people that
So,
are
like,
really upset about
clearly
how
you haven't
they
met
are.
Mika.
And
Guess
how
what?
they see themselves.
Clearly.
They were all men.
No.
Of course it was.
All 4 of those comments.
Because the girlies would absolutely fucking
Never,
babe.
Never in a
You
million
hate to hear
fucking
it.
years. And it's like, here's also the thing. Like, 10 out of 10 is a fucking figure of speech. Grow up, first and foremost.
We're
Like, second of all,
we are
she's actually a 12 out of 10.
literally.
So,
period.
think about that.
That's actually
Also,
was my
okay,
response.
sorry, when
I know.
anybody tries to like actually rank people on a scale
No.
of 1 to 10, I'm like, you guys are fucking bizarre.
I'm like,
it's
that's
so
red flag.
misogynistic.
Dumb.
It's like nobody's actually sitting there going, well, according to my calculations, the measurement of your bust and waist, according to your hips, and that makes you actually a 6.2. Shut the fuck up. You're a weirdo.
So dumb.
I love
So
being in the science
stupid.
room with you guys. Can I just say?
So true.
Our
science
this room is
room.
called our science room, and this is where we do our women in STEM shit.
It's honestly so true.
We do calculations, no math.
No, none.
And according to my calculations, babes,
But
every
calculations.
single woman is a 10.
out of 10.
And that's it.
Like,
I give her even
no
a
argument.
12.
It's so true.
A 13,
Crazy.
dare I say?
The idea that like anybody
16?
would ever need to humble themselves is fucking
No.
delusional. It's so delusional. Like for
Yeah.
what? For who? And also like, why did you feel the need to tell me that? Like
Right.
what are you going to gain from telling me that you think that I'm not a 10 out of 10?
Right.
I'm like,
don't
first
fucking
of all,
care.
really?
That is not what you think of me is none of my business.
Listen, babes.
Look, I know the facts. Fucking look at the goods.
Why are you so proudly declaring that you lack taste? Like
literally,
literally,
that's so
that is
embarrassing.
fully on you.
That's so embarrassing for
embarrassing.
you.
Embarrassing.
I just can't, vibes.
I also, can we just say, like, being 16 and this confident is fucking lit.
Yeah.
It's so sick. You're so
I'm like,
cool.
come hang out with us.
No,
Honestly,
actually, do you
I'm
want
like,
to be a
bestie,
bestie?
I'm having a birthday party tonight.
When I was 16,
Get on over
I
here.
did not think that way about
You know,
myself.
honestly,
and I wish I did.
when I was like 16, I also kind of felt that way. And then, like, in freshman year of college, I started dating a guy, and that was my first mistake. That was my first fucking mistake. So yeah, that knocked me down a couple pegs. I was like, what the fuck? And then like we stopped dating, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm the baddest bitch alive. That's
she
crazy.
was.
It's really crazy. Like, it's a lot of work being the main character, and I know
know.
you get that, bestie.
and you do it so well. Can I just say?
Thank you
can,
so
can we
much.
just say
Literally, thank
this
you.
woman?
It's so much work, but you know, it has to be done.
Yeah,
I know.
it's true.
It has to be done. Look, I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
My hero.
So you fucking rock.
Honestly.
And honestly, like, I hope your bestie gets a little bit more confident in herself as well.
And if
forward
not,
to.
I'm ready to be your bestie. Are you kidding me?
We're welcoming you with open arms.
Please.
Come hang out. We love
Honestly,
you.
I think it's great to fall head over heels in love with yourself.
No, yeah. I self-love fucking forever.
So I think it's great.
yeah.
Stay doing exactly what you're doing.
Really. Absolutely.
Loving, laughing, and living.
Live, laugh, love.
All right, next up. This person says, hello, Maddie. I would like to know your thoughts on ghosting and when/if it is ever appropriate when talking/dating, specifically referring to when the conversation leaves the dating app. I am very anti-ghosting because I am of the opinion that talking and dating is very much about getting to know each other. And if you stop wanting to do that, you should just tell the other person so you both know it's time to move on. I have now been ghosted by 2 people who have given me their number and then ghosted after a couple days/weeks of communication. What do you think? Any advice? For reference, I do proactively tell people I'm talking to that I appreciate open communication and to literally let a bitch know if they're no longer interested. Like, no hard feelings. It's the name of the dating game. I think that ghosting and like the rules around ghosting is interesting, and I think most of the miscommunication comes in because everyone has different definitions of when something becomes ghosting.
Right.
So personally, I am sort of the school of belief that it becomes ghosting once you hit date 2.
Yeah.
After a first date, I think that it's fine not to say anything to the other person if it doesn't end up going anywhere. Once you go on a second date, in person, second date, after that point, it is considered ghosting if they don't speak to you. Before that, I personally wouldn't call it ghosting because I don't think there's enough of an investment that there was something established there where it's like, we have to communicate everything to each other. I think that, like, in general, I think that that is probably the most accepted definition of ghosting is that it's like you need to have some form of investment, which means you have to be in person at least more than once. But I think across the board, people consider ghosting to be different things.
Yeah.
So to some people, ghosting might be we matched on a dating app, we exchanged numbers and texted for 2 days, and then they stopped talking to me. And that's ghosting. But I think a lot of people would not see that as ghosting.
Yeah. I feel like I think we'd all like to live in a world where like everybody communicated and was like, hey, you know, this is how I feel. Like it's not working out, blah, blah, blah. People are afraid of conflict ultimately. Totally. And like, it's not, people are afraid of rejection and also feel a little uncomfortable rejecting other people. Yeah. You know? And so like, quite frankly, I've never taken ghosting as like a personal reflection. Yeah. Like if one, like I agree about that second date thing. Like if it's before that, like I don't really know you.
That's a stranger.
But literally, like you don't even know my last name. Yeah. So it's fine. Anything after a second date, obviously it depends on what the dates are and how often you're talking and stuff like that. It's really not a reflection of me. Like, no, it's fine. Like if that is your way of like, you know, ending things or whatever, you weren't really for me anyways. Totally. And that's okay. I also think people have like different relationships with ghosting. Like for me, I couldn't care less. Obviously it's different if like we'd been dating for a few months and then you just like disappeared. I'd be like, did you die? Like I'd be like scared, nervous. I'd be a little insecure. But like, you know, I do have some friends who have really strong feelings about being ghosted and it really kind of boils down to perhaps like abandonment or, you know, feeling unwanted. Like, you know, sometimes there are a lot of like more deeper rooted feelings about ghosting. It's important to remember that like other people's actions are not a reflection of you.
100%. Yeah. I think that like, I like empathize with the like frustration that comes with being ghosted. I also feel like when I was younger, it probably impacted me a lot more than it does now because I find a lack of communication so unattractive that before I even realize that you are maybe ghosting me, I have lost interest in you. Right. Like if you're going to go that long without speaking to me and pursuing me, I think that's such a turnoff. So if you ask me like, have I been ghosted in the last 3 years? I would probably say no. But maybe some people think they have ghosted me. Yeah, right. But I didn't text you either, bitch, because it was unattractive to me. Yeah. And so I think that like sometimes I think people's definitions of ghosting is different, but also I think that people sort of forget that they also have the power here. Yeah. So if someone is not communicating with you and are like slowly fading away from you after a date, you can react to that by being like, oh, I'm being ghosted. What's wrong with me? Why does this happen? Or you can stand and bring back the power to yourself and say, that is so unattractive that this person is not willing to communicate with me and just say that they're not interested. Like, I find that to be such a turnoff.
Especially after you've explicitly said that you want to be communicative and it's okay to just like tell me straight up. You know? Like the fact that they're still like not giving you that means that they're not for you. Like they're not like going to give you the type of communication or the like mature connection that you're looking for.
Totally.
They weren't for you to begin with. Yeah. You know,
they weren't the one.
True.
not ticking any boxes.
I think in general, like, you would hope that people wouldn't ghost. I am very much of the school of belief that I would always rather just tell someone that I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I won't be offended if people don't say something to me pre like the second date mark. Like if something just fizzles out, that's not even ghosting to me. It's just
not
like
that deep.
The spark didn't spark. We didn't have that connection. It didn't get to the next point. That's fine.
Right.
But yeah, I would not personally behave like that.
Right.
But I think that like past a certain point, it's either like, I think it's better to just take back that power and be like, that's unattractive.
Not for me.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So that's my take. All right. Next up here, we have someone that says, hello, Maddie. I've never been able to get into podcasts because I really struggled to find the time/concentration to dedicate my thoughts to someone talking for over an hour. Emotionally Online is the one podcast I've managed to consistently listen to, and now I love listening to it when I'm in the gym. I've been going since the start of the year with the goal of making movement a bigger part of my life for the first time since I was 15, and I'm really challenging myself to make it about my mental and physical health instead of aesthetics. It's been going really well, and I'm very proud of myself, especially as someone who has a history of using exercise as a punishment or with the goal of changing a body that I was unhappy with. I feel like listening to you while I'm in the gym has really helped me keep a positive mindset, so thank you so much. Around this time last year, you talked about working with a nutritionist, doing recess, and trying out pole dancing. Any updates on how it's going? Have you found new forms of movement that bring you joy? Do you have any insights on improving your relationship with movement and keeping a positive mindset in the process?
I love that question.
I love that so much.
Yeah, I love this one as well because I think that like it is so important to be able to find what joyful movement can look like for you and like heal previous relationships to movement, how you learned about movement as a kid. And like I will say that it is like such an ongoing process.
Totally.
Like
really agree.
I've been seeing my nutritionist for almost 2 years now. I see her on a monthly basis, and I am still trying to really like keep joyful movement a priority of mine, continue call it recess. But like I'd be lying if I told you that was something that was easy for me every day of the week, or that it's even something that I've been able to fully integrate into my life. And I feel like I have just been trying to be gentle with myself because I started seeing this nutritionist 2 years ago. So I was 24 at the time. Oh my God, I forgot how old I was for a second.
Literally.
24 at the time. And like that was 24 years of experiencing movement and my body and my relationship with these things one way.
Right.
It's gonna take longer than 2 years to undo all of that and redo something completely new. So I've been trying to be really gentle with myself in like how it does feel like I'm slow to change the way that I feel, or like slow to move into this brand new mindset. There are some weeks where I feel totally in it and I'm able to go through, doing movement for joy, for fun, that just feels playful. Recess. If you guys don't know what they're referring to, I was talking about how my nutritionist and I were talking about, instead of using the phrase workout, because I was learning that I had a negative reaction to that.
Yeah.
And if I made time to work out, I would always be like, oh God, and just be like, this is miserable. I would feel insecure the whole time. I would like, if I went on a walk outside with the intention of working out, I would feel like people were staring at me.
Yeah.
I would feel like all eyes were on me, like people knew that I was working out, versus like when I walked down the street to just go to a coffee shop or go to a bookstore. Like I don't feel that way, but it was like when it was called working out, all of my insecurities came up.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, well, let's not call it working out, because you're not trying to, I'm not trying to change anything about myself. I'm not trying to do any of that. And that phrase brings that out of me. we're just trying to move our bodies and have fun moving our bodies. So we started calling it recess, where it was just like in the middle of the day when I want to step away from my computer, go for a walk. That's recess. That's an hour that I need to take to just go move my body and have fun. And there was something about like describing it the same way that we do when we're kids that really resonated with me and helped me. And that's definitely something that I've continued trying. And like I said, there are weeks where that feels easy, and there are other weeks where I'm just like, I still feel the way that I've always felt, where I feel like I do not feel included or welcome in a lot of gym or active spaces. I feel embarrassed. I feel self-conscious. I feel like I can't keep up with other people, and I'm like just too, it overwhelms the fuck out of me. Yeah. Where I'm like, I don't want to feel self-conscious when I'm moving. And some days I'm able to just focus on moving for the fun of it. And there are other days where it becomes a comparison thing, where I'm looking at what I can do and comparing it to what other people can do. Or I'm, I feel like people are watching me or judging me, and it's going to take a while for it to not feel that way for me, because definitely. Movement was a punishment my whole life. And I don't know how to have a healthy relationship with movement. And so that's something that I'm still having to learn now. And so my like only sort of insight to anybody that is also going through this is to just like be gentle with yourself in the process of changing that, because it is a lifetime of seeing movement as a punishment, as a bad thing, as like a way to change who you are, as a way of saying that what you are now and who you are now is a bad thing. It's going to take a long time for it to not feel that way. Yeah.
I think the best thing that you can do when it comes to movement, especially if like you haven't had a good relationship with it before, is really identify what you like and then really lean into that. Totally. And like, if you don't know what you like, if you hate everything that you've ever tried, like, unfortunately, I would encourage you to like try something else and to keep exploring until you find out what it is you like. So like, I know for me, I never had any kind of movement when I was a kid because I did theater, in case you couldn't tell by literally everything about me. And so I was not really doing movement, and the movement that I was doing when I was forced to play sports, I hated and I felt so humiliated by, because I was horrible and I would cause my team to lose because I would strike out or I wouldn't catch the ball, and I'd let down my whole team, and it was so bad. So anyway, as an adult, I've identified that there's two things that I like. One, I like spin. I like the Peloton. I like the live classes. That really is super energizing to me. It makes me feel really good. And then two, I really like walking, but specifically with people or while I'm talking on the phone. I don't really like to walk if it's just me or if I'm just listening to something. But I know that I like movement and I like walking when I'm with somebody else or when I'm listening to a podcast. And so I have just really leaned very deeply into that. I bought a Peloton with my roommate. We started a walk club with a couple of our friends who live in the area, and we go whenever we can. And I'm constantly making, outreach when I'm available to make this happen. And so something that I heard you say was that you really like listening to Maddie's content when you're going and doing movement, but you haven't been able to find a lot of people like Maddie. And so I would say, I don't know if either of you have suggestions for like who might be similar to Maddie. I know your content is pretty unique, but like, I would encourage you to explore more content that is similar, so then you have more that you can just listen to, right? Like, I know when I went to a gym, I would always save my reality TV or Maddie videos to watch while I was on the treadmill, because otherwise it was way too boring and I just got mad at how bored I was. You know what I'm saying? So I think like a lot of movement is very personal. Identify what is like working for you or what you even like an aspect of, and then figure out how to really lean into that in ways that work for you. And the other thing that I would say is like, truthfully, like movement, like everything else, like ebbs and flows, right? I've had such a busy past month. I haven't been on this Peloton in like over a month. And that's fine because I haven't had time to. And if I did have time to, I would have gotten myself sicker than I already am and just burnt myself out even more, right? And so I think like it's really important to listen to yourself and to allow there to be ebbs and flows and periods of movement and periods of like real rest, right? Because that's just as important. And at the end of the day, we're all doing our best. That's all we can do. And we're doing a great job.
Yeah. Honestly, as someone who like grew up like doing sports, and for the record, like I'm a theater kid through and fucking through. Like I was not literally like I was not a sports girly. There was like one sport that I really did take a liking to, and it was because I like got to do like there was like a community and friends that came with it, and so like I was able to like enjoy my time there because I had community. I did taekwondo growing up, and I played tennis growing up, which are like one-on-one sports. Really, it's not really team sports. And in tennis, like especially like women's tennis, like people are like notoriously like not particularly friendly. So like I didn't really find community in tennis. I didn't like tennis. I was forced to play tennis. I didn't enjoy it. And in a lot of ways, like drilling was used as a punishment for not playing well, not doing well in school. Ask me how that makes any sense. It doesn't. It's crazy not so. So for me, like working out really just has such a negative connotation because it was used as punishment for a really long time. Like for me, like it doesn't feel good because my body just knows that it's like it's for punishment. And like my body's like, you don't deserve that, bestie, which I don't. And it's been really hard for me. And in the past couple of years, I've been working really hard to find ways to move my body that feel good and that like don't make me want to fucking die. And I like it's hard and it's not easy. Like Maddie said, like I'm working against like 24 years of like punishment, you know, and that's really hard to like get out of as far as a mindset. And it's also a little difficult because my partner is someone who loves working out. He also grew up playing sports and he like loves going to the gym. He works out every day. He just finds it like to be like a really cathartic release, and he feels really great afterward and much more like clear-headed, and it's a great way for him to like relieve stress and anxiety. And like I love that for him. And in a lot of ways, occasionally like I'll feel a little insecure because I'm like he's doing this all the time, like maybe I should too, like maybe I should get involved, maybe this would be a good way for us to bond. And I just like really don't want to. I will say though, in the last couple of years, I really have gotten into walking as well. I love a little hot girl walk. There's nothing better to me than like going on a little walk, grabbing a nice coffee, popping in a podcast, or calling my mom or a friend and just like walking around and just like taking in some fresh air, the sunlight, which in a lot of ways, a lot of places it's hard to do for like half the year. Like we're all from the Northeast, like it gets cold and gloomy.
But you know
and
what
like,
I will say? It's easier than I really thought. I built a lot of very good movement habits last summer and this fall. I thought that when winter came, it was just going to be like all over. And truthfully, some days it really is impossible to get outside. It's snowy, it's rainy, whatever. I was shocked though by how many days I was able to get outside just by bundling up. And relatively, it was a lot less than this fall, but it wasn't impossible. Like I was genuinely shocked by the fact that like it wasn't even close to as bad as I thought it was going to be. You just put on some gloves, you bundle up, and like some days it's nicer than others. You don't need to go out on like a wind chill of negative 30, you know? There are days when it's like actually just like 40 degrees and you can just put on a hat.
Yeah, it's true. I think too, like, you know, we do have like the benefit of working from home. So like I can go on a walk like in the middle of the day when the sun's still out. Like personally, I wouldn't want to go on a walk alone like in the middle of January when it's like dark and it's already like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
True. But then you do morning walk club.
I'm not a morning person, bestie.
That's also true.
I'll be honest. But I work from home. So like while I was, you know, I do go on like midday walks because I can, you know, like I like the sunlight ultimately. Like I just want sunlight and fresh air and movement. Recently too, like I've started to get back into yoga, which was something that like
so awesome.
In early college, like I started getting into here and there. There was a weird brief stint where I was running don't ask me what that was about.
No.
Please.
I
take
that back.
Literally, I don't know her. Sorry.
Edit this out.
Like,
Edit
I'm
this
just
out.
literally cut the cameras. Cut the cameras.
Don't look at her.
It was a really vulnerable moment, besties. But I've really gotten back into yoga recently because it's such, for me, like, it's a way to move my body. I love stretching, and it's also a great way to kind of improve my strength. Ultimately, like, I just want to be stronger. I want my muscles to do their job and support my body. Like, I've got, you know, like, lower back pain, and I have, like, knee problems. I was in an accident a few years ago, and so, like, I really just want to, like, strengthen my body and improve longevity. And, like, for me, yoga is a really great way to do that. It doesn't have to be an hour-long yoga class. It could be 10 minutes of movement. It could be 30 minutes. It's truly whatever whatever moves you. And what's been also really helpful is setting like realistic goals for myself. Like kind of just like playing around with goals and seeing what works. So like, you know, doing yoga 4 times a month might not be realistic for me. Just starting out, like maybe it's 1 time a month, maybe it's
literally
2
just
times
doing it,
right? Yeah. And it's like we'll work our way up from there, and then maybe I find in like a year from now that yoga is no longer serving me, and then I have to find something different. It's really all about like playing around and really kind of working through just like years worth of physical and emotional trauma, honestly.
True.
Yeah.
I think that like a big learning for me has been like not feeling like there has to be like a certain amount of movement for it to count as moving my body. I think that like even like stretching for 5-10 minutes, that is something, and that counts.
Agreed.
And
like,
it's all about building a habit, right? Of like taking care of yourself in that way. When you stretch, you're taking really good care of your body.
Absolutely.
Right? And like you're doing it. That over time is what builds a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't feel bad if you can't build a habit out of it, and it does just end up being once in a while. That's fine. That's something. There does not need to be a specific amount of times that you have to do it in order for it to like count. And I think that that's been like sort of overwhelming to me, is like trying to do something and then you do it once and then it's like, oh God, how am I going to do that every day? And it's like you overwhelm yourself by thinking of like the big picture, where it's like start by just doing it whenever you feel the urge. Do not force yourself to do it all the time. Like I have to do it today, then I also have to do it tomorrow. Or I'm only Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have to do it. Don't do that. Just let yourself do it whenever you feel it. Go completely intuitively, and then over time, intuitively, you will want to do it more. But I think that like by setting like this is the schedule, that's not going to work for everybody. And I think for me it has been a lot of like just allowing myself to go with how I feel and learning like what kind of movement does feel fun to me. So similarly to you two, walking has been a big thing for me. And part of what I have learned, similarly to how like the phrase working out makes me feel icky, I sometimes like can't convince myself to go on a walk just for the fuck of going on a walk. I have to put something on the end of the walk to make it fun to me. So I'm like, I'm going to go walk to the park, sit and read my book for an hour, and then walk back.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That is getting in my movement, but it's in a way that makes me feel actually excited to do it.
You're leaning into something that you already like doing. Right? So like even if you don't like movement or working out or whatever, like how can you do something that you tolerate that is combined with something that you like? I don't know if I actually agree with that take. I also don't know that you should ever do anything that you don't want to do. But I like the point being, I like that you combined that with something that you already like.
And I think that's usually what I will do. I'll go walk to the bookstore. I'll walk to the park and read. I'll walk to a new coffee shop. I'll go on a photo walk where I'll bring my camera with me and I'll take a bunch of photos. Like I'll mix it together with something else so that it doesn't feel like you're going on a workout. You're going to go walk and you're going to walk for a full mile and you're going to come back and you're just going to sweat and sit on the couch and drink a lot of water. Like that doesn't sound fun to me. It sounds miserable. So I'm like, I want to get out and move my body, but like, what can I put on the other end of that?
Yeah.
And I think another big part of it is like, I live in a neighborhood where all of my favorite things are. I can walk to pretty much anything. So a lot of it is like just making plans with my friends and walking to those plans.
Yeah.
That is movement.
That's so true.
And so like I do trivia every Wednesday. I walk to and from trivia. And that is, you know, that's great. That's a 10-minute walk both ways. 20 minutes of walking. Great. Look at you. You did it.
Yeah.
That was all. And like that is exciting. That feels fun. It's easy. Put my headphones on, get up and go. I don't feel like I'm self-conscious or like aware of like, you know, movement when I do stuff like that. And adding more of those opportunities into my life has definitely like over time, it is helping my relationship with movement. But it is going to take a while for me to like totally reverse the way I feel about movement and the way that movement was drilled into my brain as a kid. And so like right now, these are the little ways that it works for me. And I'm just going to, you know, keep doing little things that feel good. And going with that. And so, yeah, for me, even setting schedules for movement doesn't work. I just have to work it into my life in a very natural way, like so that my brain doesn't even realize that I'm doing it. It's like I have to trick myself a little bit. And that's what works right now. And so I feel like a big part of like seeing my nutritionist has been like experimenting with different things that have worked. I think for a while I was doing dance workouts on YouTube. The Fitness Marshal does like dance workout videos that I was really liking because they kept doing like very niche early 2000s songs. And so like they put out one to Rumors by Lindsay Lohan, and I literally did it every single day because I was like, yes,
pieces of me, Ashley Simpson.
Like I just loved it so much. And so I was doing that for a while because I really liked it. And I took one pole dancing class last year, and it was a lot of fun, but it was very hard. It was like definitely beyond my skill set. Not that I wouldn't try it again in the future, but I think that I would be more interested in like a typical hip hop dance class or a burlesque class.
Ooh.
I really want to take a burlesque class. It's definitely on my to-do still. And I'd love to take a hip hop dance class as well. I used to love dancing when I was a kid, and my thing is that I don't want to take a drop-in hip-hop dance class. I want to join like a group of people that will meet every week because there's like a level of trust there.
Yeah, and community.
Yeah.
I think Kylie just come
on. I have something else to say, completely unrelated. Did you know that Lindsay Lohan is pregnant?
Yes, I did see that.
Is she?
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan is having a baby.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Like, speaking of Lindsay Lohan, I just wanted to drop a little tidbit.
What were we talking about?
Movement, joining a hip hop class, cultivating community.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never wanted to just do like the one-off classes because I would rather be with the same group of people every week. But it is very hard to find like adult dance classes that are formatted the same way as like the ones you go to when you're a teenager, where it's like the same group of people every week. I have not been able to find a studio in New York that does it.
That's hard.
So I can only find one-off dance classes, and so that's been sort of the only reason why I haven't gone to one, because I would love to join a hip hop dance group. But I did find a studio that does burlesque classes. That it's like the same group for like 2 months.
Whoa.
And they do a recital at the end.
Whoa.
And so I've been holding on to that for a while because I know that exists, and I think that would be really fun for me. But I just haven't done it yet.
That'd be awesome.
But I think it's just a lot of like finding the things that are fun to you. Like, I'll tell you right now, going to the gym is never going to be my thing. I'm never going to go and think it's fun ever in my life. You will never catch me on a treadmill like, I'm having so much fun.
Not the treadmill.
And I refuse to do things that aren't fun. So that to me is not fun. It's never going to be fun. It's not going to be me. Okay. My mom is a marathon runner. I would literally rather be shot dead than run a marathon.
No, same.
No, but actually, I'm like, I know this about myself. That's never going to be me. I am just not her. So I'm finding out, I'm learning things about myself, and I'm finding what does work for me, what is fun to me, and what is like a realistic way that I can work in movement to my daily life in the long term. So it's not a short-term thing. It's not a short-term discovery. It's something that's going to take many years for me to learn about myself and undo what I learned about movement as a child.
For sure.
And that's that. And you just have to be gentle with yourself in the process.
So true. I love what you said about just kind of like adding kind of like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you know. For me, it's I love like dressing up and then going on a walk. Like I love like curating a cute little outfit, putting on a cute little hairstyle, and walking around, grabbing myself a nice coffee and being like, tee everybody thinks I'm so cute.
Literally, I'm like, why do you think I own so many girlfriend collective sets?
Literally.
Because I love putting on a cute little outfit and going on a little walk to a bookstore with a coffee in my hand.
She's literally like the main character of a movie.
So true.
They write movies about her.
But it's like you just have the best time of your life while looking
so
cutie, getting in some fun little movement.
So good.
Going to read your book at a park.
Before you know it, you've been out for like 3 hours.
I love her.
Picked up a couple goodies along the way. A little treat for yourself. You deserve treats.
Yeah. And there it is. And there you have it. There's your movement.
Good.
And you had so much fun while you were doing it.
Yeah.
I love and live.
So true.
So yeah, I think it's just all about finding what works for you specifically and not comparing yourself to what works for other people.
So true.
Because what works for a lot of people is not going to work for you.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Not all of us can, want to, or should be gym bros.
Facts.
It's just not in my personal trajectory.
I think also it's important like not to compare ourselves to like what we used to do. I think
sure.
especially like for like former athletes or just younger people. I don't know. We just shouldn't like there's no need to compare ourselves to even what we were capable of like a year ago. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're at where we're at right now. Let's just make the most of it.
Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're good.
Comparison
Absolutely.
is the thief of joy.
It's so true.
Always.
Also, the fucking fitness gram. Horrible.
What's that about?
What?
I don't think I know what the
Oh, you do know.
You know the
Do you remember the
fitness
pacer
gram.
test? Do you remember those push-ups? Down.
I've never forgotten.
Down. Up.
That literally
Yeah, no.
Down.
the thing is that like that alone that test
Ruined it.
alone
Ruined it.
caused at least 5 years worth of damage that I'm only on year 2 of reversing damage.
least.
Yeah.
The pacer alone added 5 years. 5 years
For
of
me,
damage to undo.
I didn't like the mile. I thought the mile was
the
even
mile-
worse than the pacer.
Dude, I
didn't have to
finished
do that.
last. I refused to do it. I would be like, I'll run 1 lap,
and then
quarter
I'm gonna
mile, and then I will
grumpily
walk the rest
and stare
And
down
I-
everyone who's
I
making me
literally
do this
won't.
shit.
And when the
What are you
gym
gonna
teacher
do?
was like, "Okay, you run," I'd be like,
No.
I'm so
Here's
sweaty.
the thing. I'm like, I'm not doing it. You can't force me to do this. I'm literally way too pretty to run a mile. Don't ask me to do it.
Actually. Literally. Also, it's like, what are you going to do if I don't?
Right.
Oh, you fail at gym. It's literally gym.
Holding a 9-year-old at gunpoint and telling them to run a mile is fucking insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And that's exactly what they did.
Name one gym teacher that is sane.
None.
Silence.
And
And look, here's the thing: is
none.
my high school gym teachers were actually like cool and funny and like, you know, like nice enough. You know, like they didn't really like push it, but even still, you know, I literally like I sprained my ankle and I pushed that for like 4 weeks. I was like, oh my god, it hurts. It was like April. Actually, more than 4 weeks, probably like a month and a half. And then my fucking gym teacher was like, so like, are you recovered yet? And I was like, no.
I would wear
So sorry.
heels and I would forget to bring my gym shoes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, sorry, I'm in high heels.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm so oops, my bad.
Too busy girl
Oh
bossing.
my god, so sorry.
No, I got
It's a
a
fashion
D
show.
in Tai Chi and yoga in like sophomore year of
That's crazy.
high school.
And honestly, green flag.
yeah, green
Good for
flag.
you.
But I almost failed Tai Chi.
That's what I want to hear.
Wait, it's so first of all, crazy that was an option. Second of all, I've always found it so nuts that like extracurriculars, like fucking just like art stuff and gym, you got a grade other than just
know.
pass fail.
I know.
Like art is fucking first and foremost subjective. If you're getting
Right.
a D in like art or photography or theater or dance, your teacher sucks.
Yeah.
And the same thing
that.
with gym. It's like, look, if you've been a gym teacher for like at any point in time, for it doesn't even matter how long, it's like you should know that like no
Also,
one in
like,
this class.
At that point in my life, I was like the least mindful person on the face of the planet. Like the fact that they wanted me to sit there in silence and do little stretchy things for an hour, I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here in silence and with my brain for that. I couldn't do it. Like I think that like I would just I couldn't hold the poses because I didn't want to. I couldn't think for that long. Like I couldn't breathe through it. I think I'm a lot more mindful. I think I'd probably be able to do it now. But at the time I was like panicking that I had to sit there and be quiet for an hour.
For me, I was just like, I don't want to be like the tryhards in this class. I was like, I'm gonna not try because it's cooler to not. First of all, I don't even want to be here. I don't want to do this. I would drop off after like 8 rounds of the pacer. My high school didn't have like showers. Like,
Guys,
you
you
would
hear
go
some
to
bad
gym.
news? Sorry, you finish telling your story.
You would
I
go to
remembered
gym.
something bad.
Oh no. You would go to gym, you'd sweat it out, and then you'd literally have to like walk around the hallways sweaty, icky, disgusting for the rest of the day.
Gross.
I don't fucking think so.
Do you remember?
Life is a fashion show.
Do you remember Axe bombs? Disgusting. You go to like, you walk in the general vicinity of the men's locker room and it just smells like so foul. It was like they decided, let's cover up one bad smell with another bad smell.
It's crazy. I honestly I cannot stand the smell of chocolate scented things because of chocolate Axe body spray. They ruined it for me. It just reminds me of nasty, sweaty BO. It's gross. I can't do it. I can't. What were you gonna say?
Guys, I just remembered that. Do you remember in high school when they would give us out like awards, like 2 awards per like class? Yeah. Okay, so I won the drama award, obviously. I also won the gym class award.
Shut up.
Which I was so confused about, but then I realized it was because I was the only person who wanted to talk about sex ed. And I was so ready to go with all my opinions, all my thoughts.
See,
and everyone else was like,
I would have. They did like
15.
They did like 1 semester of sex ed.
Oh my God.
I would have taken 3-4 full years of sex
easily
ed if we didn't have to do the pacer. You take away the pacer,
easy.
and I would be like, I would take sex ed.
I would have done a master's degree.
I will become a sex educator as a 16-year-old if you don't make me do the pacer.
Oh my
I would have done anything.
Anything. I would have given anything. To be fucking for real, I honestly feel like I don't even remember doing sex ed in high school. Here's also the thing though about high school is they probably did it. Fun fact about me is I somehow managed to get out of like 3 years of gym in high school.
And that's the best thing about you.
In sophomore year, they just didn't put me in a gym class. And I actually, like a fucking idiot, went to the administration office and was like, hey, I'm not in a gym class. Is this going to affect my like grades, my standing? They were like, nope. And I was like, okay. They were like, don't worry about it. They didn't put me in a gym class either semester.
You were like, I won't.
Literally. And then in junior and senior year, they changed it so that like, you know, you didn't get like a waiver just for like school sports. You had to like actually like get like a signature sign off or whatever. I never handed that paper in. I just didn't go to gym.
Wait, so you didn't have to go to gym class if you played a sport?
Yeah, yes. If you did like any sort of like active movement outside of school. So like, you know, if you like had like a trainer or like did sports outside of school, like they would have you log the hours and then like have like an adult sign off.
That's honestly
which
really
was
cool.
Similar to waivers, but like kind of extended past school. So obviously if you like did a school sport, you didn't have to do gym that semester. But
wow. Not that I was playing a sport to get me out of gym.
Right.
But
well, that's the thing is like
if only.
I literally like I just gotta say, like, again, this is why I think my high school gym teachers were so cool, because they just did not give a fuck. I like pulled up, I was like, can I have the waiver form? They were like, yeah. And then I was like, see ya. And I never saw them again. They were like, okay, everybody remember to hand in your waivers. I wasn't even in the class to remember that. Like, I was like, they just couldn't care less. And I graduated high school.
she did it, folks.
I really
Honestly,
did that. No problem.
I don't remember high school gym was fine. It was middle school and elementary school gym that I remember being so miserable. Because like high school gym was like half of it was we would do like I don't know, like 1 semester, a quarter, whatever the fuck they were called. There was like in the class and it was sex ed and there was something else that we did in the class as well. And then they were like electives. I got put in Tai Chi against my will at gunpoint.
Crazy.
But then I also But then senior year, we took rape defense. We took rad.
Cool.
So that was fine. I loved rad.
That's really cool.
And then sex ed was fine. The boys did ruin it though. Which I'm
Obviously.
pretty sure I've talked about before. But how I wish that we got to have like a fun sex ed class without the boys that ruined it every single day of my life
kick
and
'em
made it
out.
miserable.
They don't need it.
They ruined
Actually,
it.
they need it the most. Let me
I
be real.
have such a distinct memory of this. Is our sex ed teacher had like a bucket at the front of the classroom
I
where
was
you
there.
could
I
submit
remember.
questions, and it was all anonymous, and she would pull them out and answer them. And on like the first day of the question bucket, she reaches her hand in to pull out a question, reads it, closes the paper, and then is like, so we're not doing this anymore, and how dare you write this, and went on like a big tangent, and we were all like, what did you people write? What was on that paper? And then like we never got to get any of our questions answered. Like what could have been so good and like a great way for teenagers to ask questions
It was
anonymously.
So cool. Such a cool concept.
Did
like an adult is going to answer your questions.
And like the teacher that did sex ed actually was really cool.
She was great.
And I think that she would have done a great job creating like an open environment.
completely agree.
But the boys made it impossible.
No.
So it's like you couldn't even ask any questions because she would have answered them honestly. Like I think that like
Horrible.
there was potential for the program to actually be a
I
great
agree.
program, but the fucking kids made it so that it couldn't happen.
Honestly,
I was like, to this day, I'm like,
teenage
what was
boys
on
ruin
the paper?
everything.
I know. I'd like to
What
know.
did he write?
Do we have
wanna
any
know.
guesses?
It
I have no idea.
absolutely is something assaulty for sure.
Well, what did she go on a rant about? Like, did that give a clue?
remember.
I was something about how disrespectful it was and like how dare you write this. I feel like if it was any like reasonable question, it would be fine.
For
it
sure,
had to
for
be
sure.
like
Something
something
so-
very gross,
That's
like
horrible.
derogatory about like boobs or vaginas.
Yeah.
Or it was something like
That sucks.
Yeah,
assaulty.
yeah, that's crazy.
She was super reasonable. Like she
Yeah.
would have, and like she had worked with like high school students like for a long time. So it had to have been something especially bad.
Yeah.
That's
given that she'd
wild.
been in the business
Totally.
for quite a few years.
That's
Yeah.
nuts. I honestly I wish
hate
I had
that.
done like sex ed in high school. We did it in my experience. I'm sure there was, and again, I just wasn't a gym, so I wouldn't know. But
Wish that could have been me.
I live a good life, ladies. But we did sex ed in middle school in 7th grade, and it was a science unit.
interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't a part of gym. It was a part of science. My science teacher was teaching us it like, first of all, what an interesting age to start teaching sex ed. Not because it's not relevant, but because 13-year-olds can't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
And I remember like 3 things from the class, and everything else was just like, that's what she said. Oh, penis.
That's so
just like
funny.
penis jokes and like drawing dicks everywhere. And just like, honestly,
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine being my 7th grade science teacher.
In like
nightmare.
7th or maybe it was 6th grade, we did like, it wasn't sex ed, but we did like the periods, wet
Yeah.
dreams, erectile dysfunction health course.
Yeah.
And so we did all that stuff in middle school, but then in high school was when we went over like STDs and
Okay.
yeah.
I remember going over
Everything
STDs
else.
in 7th grade.
And different forms of
Oh,
birth
really?
control.
Yeah.
Wow.
Different forms of birth control, STDs. Yeah.
In science class?
in science.
Wow.
It was like a whole unit. It was like a
That is
couple of
so
weeks.
interesting.
Yeah. It was cool. Honestly, we did learn a lot. I'll say like, despite all the like silly jokes, also like honestly, she put me at a table with like all of the like other silly gooses, so I was like, look, you did this to yourself. You knew what was gonna happen.
all fairness.
And she didn't even move us. We were like silly goosing it up, and she just didn't even move us. I was like, you know what, this is for the best. But yeah, I think that definitely would have been more beneficial to do in high school as well. Yeah, I did a lot of my own research. I think like the benefit of like having like best friends, like really, really good best friends at the time. All of my like best friends from home, most of them are from middle school. Like just kind of having first experiences and kind of like feeling worried and secure. Like I just started doing a lot of research. I was like, look, bestie, great question. Let's look it up. And then like before you knew
Let's
it,
ask Cha-Cha.
no, literally. But yeah, it's like before you knew it, I was just like, you know, suddenly like a sex ed expert just because I was like, the besties need to know.
No,
Right.
literally.
Like,
The number of times that I've
literally.
been on the phone with Planned Parenthood, not for myself, but for a friend who needs to know something.
No, seriously.
I'm like, you need to know? Look, I got
Well,
one
I
fucking
will
speed
figure it
dial.
out.
Taking
Yeah.
Don't you
I
worry.
got this.
100% taking pregnancy tests in the fucking Starbucks bathroom with my besties.
Yeah.
Like
LMAO.
self-checkout.
I know.
Like,
I think about this story all the time, but I was on the NUVARING for like most of college, and one time my NUVARING went missing,
I remember the story.
and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I was fucking back then, and I was like, I'm like, "Oh, am I pregnant?" I literally went to the Planned Parenthood on Staten Island. They were the only
No.
ones that had an opening, and I was like, "You gotta make sure there's no baby in here, because where the fuck did my NUVARING go?"
My body just
And-
absorbed it.
The weird thing though is that at the time for that particular NUVARING for that month, I had not had sex anywhere besides my own bedroom. So I was like, it's gotta be like lost in my covers or underneath my bed somewhere, because that's the only way it would have come out. If during sex it came out and he for whatever reason didn't say anything. Because it had come out during sex before, but usually the person I'm with would just hand it and give it to me, and I would put it back in afterwards, and it was totally fine. And I never found it. It was not in my bed sheets. It wasn't on the floor. And then at one point I was like, maybe it'll just turn up whenever I move out. It never turned up. And to this day, I'm like, did that man like put it on his wrist and keep it?
Maybe.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Where is that NUVARING?
if I was hooking up with you, I'd also want a little memento.
You just like found it, like pulled it out and was like, I will.
Oh, this looks cool.
Keep this.
Fidget
It's like
toy.
he wears it like a silly band. Like, what the fuck? I just have no idea where it could have possibly gone.
No.
Like, I suppose there is maybe a universe where I took a massive dookie that month and it pushed it out
That's
along
true.
with it. It like, you know, it like irritated my uterus and then like pushed it out. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
That could have happened. I could have flushed it down the
Right.
toilet, or that man stole it and has my NUVARING to this day.
What if he threw it out? Like it popped out, he had no idea what it was, and was
I
like,
was like,
garbage.
garbage, just keeping an elastic in here.
Or I don't even know if he like look. Let's be real. Like I don't know who this man
Dead.
is, but it's highly possible he's not even smart enough to even like come to that deduction. Like he probably was just like, oh,
I
what's
do have
this?
to say, Sydney has a woman that all the doctors know about at the ER that just puts shit up her vagina. And like to the point where they have to monitor her. And like the other day, somebody was like, right, Sid? Like somebody went in and yeah.
No, it's way more common than you think. The amount, it's not, it is, yes, that one particular woman, she had a problem where like you couldn't give her anything, she'll continue to stick it up her vagina. But there's a lot of people that just store things in their vagina.
What?
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 And hold up,
People
Sydney.
are storing shit up there.
Sydney, for the
Like they pulled out tarot cards of this woman.
Not tarot cards.
Yeah.
Sydney,
Tarot cards in the pussy.
and Sydney, for the people listening, what is your background? What's your credentials? Where do you work?
Oh, I just work in an emergency room.
Yeah.
ER.
Did she get a tarot reading that really resonated? And she was like,
I need to absorb energy. Wait, okay, so what is the craziest thing that someone in your experience has put up their vagina? Vajuju.
I don't know, like a tarot card's pretty cool. Like I don't like, I think it's just weird because like she would ask for like when I would walk by she would ask for like a box of tissues.
because she wanted to put the
Because she wanted to put it up her vagina, and so I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I went to walk. I was just got on my shift. She had been there for a couple hours, and I was like walking to her with the box of tissues, and people had to be like, stop! You can't bring that in. She'll put it in her vagina. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, they had to keep X-raying her stomach because she would keep putting stuff in her vagina. So I had to make sure that she was like that it was all gone by the time she left.
And that's not even the
my
weirdest thing that has
goodness.
happened when Sydney has been working
No,
at the
no,
ER.
no.
That's
The
like,
ER
that's
is
like
a lawless
maybe like,
land.
I don't know, like the sixth weirdest thing. Not that.
So you're suggesting to me that this man could have thought I was a vaginal klepto.
No, he just thought you were storing some things up there.
Just keeping him
He was
safe.
like, oops, yeah.
Maybe he worked at
In
the
case
ER
she needs a
too.
hair
He just like
tie.
put it in his pocket. He was like, oh, I'll just save this for her, and then just forgot to give it back. He was like, oh, little like pocketbook.
Yeah.
Gave a whole new term to the word pocket pussy.
Right.
A whole new idea. Yes.
She's
Yes.
accessorizing down there,
You
okay?
can
Yes.
store whatever you want up there.
It's just a built-in purse. That's really what it is.
God.
They actually make empty tampons so that you can just pop a little some special in there, close it up, and put it in there. You know?
Don't give Tampax any ideas.
What would the commercials be like?
It's like a Russian nesting doll, but it's like a pussy.
Losing my mind.
Oh my
actual God.
Thank God for sex
Also,
ed.
think about putting a tissue would like dry you out in such an uncomfortable way. I'm
I
still
don't
over the
actually.
fact
I don't
that
even
woman
really
was
know how I would get
trying
it
to
up
put
there.
tissue
Tissue
up.
would like
That's like
literally dissolve.
that's
It
so
would be like
hard.
breaking apart while you're trying to put
it
it
wouldn't
up
even
there.
work.
But what if it dries you out too?
Well,
like,
yeah.
But like a
She wanted to put the
Like
box.
a Q-tip or like a pencil or something, but I was just using
Well.
a tissue box.
Oh, I thought you said she was trying to put the box. Like the
She also might have been.
Maybe. She would have.
It's just like to the point where I was like, why would you want to put that in your vagina?
Well, it's definitely like that is like for sure gonna give you a yeast infection or BV.
Easily.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's definitely not healthy to be putting anything in there. Like,
Right.
like
The pH balance is gonna be offset.
no, 100%. Wash your hands before you stick any fingers up there. Wash your hands before you insert a tampon or a diva cup
pee
or a
afterwards.
NUVARING. Pee after sex.
know?
Always, always, always. Vaginal health is so fucking important.
And don't trust any man that might steal your NuvaRing.
It's so
Moral of
true.
the story. Wow.
What a conversation we have
Guys.
had,
Oh my
ladies.
God. I just
Cheers
learned
to us.
so many new things I
Honestly.
learned today.
I
We
know.
got so many good submissions. We had so many good conversations. We lived, we laughed, and we loved.
We
So
loved
true.
it so hard.
And thank God for that.
Honestly.
Next time you should do a little story time with Sydney of all of her craziest ER stories. Because if you think that was crazy, you just wait.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for,
Thanks for having
coming
us.
on the show.
Seriously.
Again, if you guys are interested in the market for a new planner,
Yep.
perhaps you'd like to join an accountability group, be sure to check out the Wildflower Company at the Wildflow Co. on Instagram. And what is that code you said they
Wildflower
could use?
20 for 20%
Wildflower
off
20.
your planner.
Remember, it
Comes
is
in navy and ivory.
it's all caps. It is case sensitive.
thank you. Good
Wildflower
call.
20.
Love that. So be sure to check them out on IG. I will also have all of those links in the description of the episode, both on YouTube
Thanks.
and on streaming services.
Heck yeah.
So you should be able to just click through those links.
We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram.
By the
So
end of
help us
April.
out.
guys.
We're so close.
Go give them a follow. And if you'd like to submit to the question box for the next episode of Emotionally Online, you can do that. That link is also in the description of everywhere you can find this show. So with that, I love you guys so much. I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.